Welcome back to another battle between Hulk versus Apocalypse. There are battles where every punch thrown carries the weight of an entire philosophy of existence. On one side is Bruce Banner, a brilliant nuclear physicist who was cursed by his own experiment, transformed into a green monster carrying the power of an eternal gamma explosion. He is Hulk. He does not fight for ideals. He does not fight for justice. He fights because of rage, because of survival instinct, and because of the brutal truth that the more pain he suffers, the stronger he becomes. There is no limit to Hulk's strength. There is no ceiling to his rage. And then there is Nur, known as Apocalypse, the first mutant in history. He was born thousands of years before Christ in the Egyptian desert, abandoned as a deformed child, but raised through the technology of the Celestials to become the most powerful, immortal being the mutant race has ever produced. He can manipulate matter at the molecular level. He is immortal. He has conquered hundreds of civilizations and proclaimed himself a god. He is not merely powerful, he is the very definition of eternal evolution. When unlimited rage faces the immortal manipulator of all things, when a walking gamma bomb comes face to face with an ancient god wielding extraterrestrial technology, who will be the last one standing? Bruce Banner never wanted to become Hulk. It is a wound that never heals. Banner is an extraordinary nuclear physicist, an intellect who can rival Reed Richards or Tony Stark in his field. But an accident during a gamma bomb test changed everything. Instead of dying, Banner's body absorbed an enormous dose of gamma radiation, and from that moment on, whenever his heart rate rises, whenever his anger surges, the fragile human shell cracks open and the green monster emerges. Hulk is not a superhero in the traditional sense. He is a natural disaster in human form. He is an earthquake, a tsunami, a walking nuclear explosion. During his early years, Hulk was a mindless destroyer who could not distinguish friend from foe, knowing only how to smash and roar. But over decades of development, Hulk has become a far more complex entity. He has multiple personalities and multiple forms, from the innocent and savage Hulk, to the cunning and ruthless Joe Fixit, to World War Hulk with his sharp tactical intelligence, and ultimately Immortal Hulk, an entity that is almost impossible to destroy completely. What makes Hulk truly terrifying is not his current level of power, but his limitless potential. Unlike any other superhero or villain in the Marvel Universe, Hulk's strength has no stopping point. The angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes. The more he is beaten, the more violently he fights back. His body constantly adapts, continuously evolving in real time to counter any threat. It is an endless cycle of escalation, and theoretically, there is no limit to how powerful he can become. But Hulk also carries a deep pain within him. He is the embodiment of isolation. Bruce Banner has no true friends, no real home. Everyone around him fears the monster inside. Hulk is the child trapped in a cage, screaming to be free, screaming to be loved, only to receive fear and tranquilizer darts in return. That pain, that loneliness, is the fuel behind his rage that never burns out. In his basic state, Hulk can lift more than 100 tons, but that is only his starting point. When Hulk enters his world-breaker state, his strength rises to the point where he can destroy an entire planet simply by stomping his foot. During the World War Hulk storyline, he defeated Black Bolt with a single punch, tore through Iron Man's armor-like paper, and forced the entire Illuminati to their knees. He has carried the weight of a star on his shoulders during Secret Wars, and in some instances, he has pushed back cosmic entities such as Galactus and Sentry. Hulk is not only powerful, he is nearly impossible to kill. His healing factor operates at the molecular level and even at the subatomic level. He has been torn into pieces, completely burned, thrown into the core of the sun, and still returned. During the Immortal Hulk era, it was revealed that he is connected to the below place, a dark dimension beneath reality, making it impossible for him to truly die. Whenever Hulk is destroyed, he is reborn at night, stronger and angrier than before. Hulk's skin is so thick and durable that it can withstand almost every type of weapon. Cannon fire, missiles, lasers, even punches from Thor or cosmic-level energy blasts cannot easily penetrate his skin. The angrier Hulk becomes, the greater his durability becomes. At his peak, he He can withstand reality-level attacks without suffering any significant harm. This is one of the factors that makes Hulk extremely dangerous in a prolonged battle. Hulk's body does not merely become stronger through rage, it also adapts to his opponent. If his opponent is faster, Hulk's reflexes will increase. If his opponent uses energy, Hulk's body will develop resistance to that energy. He is an evolution machine operating in real time, and the longer he fights, the more difficult he becomes to deal with. Hulk has shattered dimensions with his bare hands. He has defeated Sentry in his void state. He has survived a punch from a Celestial. He has broken through the barriers between dimensions with nothing but his roar. And in the Immortal Hulk storyline, he confronted reality itself and emerged from death again and again. Now, let's talk about Apocalypse. Ansabanur is not an ordinary mutant. He is the first mutant born at the dawn of ancient Egyptian civilization, thousands of years before the concept of superheroes or villains even existed. He was abandoned as an infant with gray skin and cracked lips, regarded as a monster, but fate would not let him die. He was found and raised by a nomadic tribe, and later, celestial technology transformed him into an entity that surpassed every limitation. Apocalypse is not merely powerful, he is an ideology. He believes in evolution through conflict, believing that only the strongest deserve to survive, and that every civilization must pass through a trial by fire to achieve perfection. He conquered ancient Egypt, ruled numerous empires from the shadows, and created the Four Horsemen, four riders who wield destructive power and serve under his command. He does not want to destroy the world. He wants the world to evolve in his image, through pain and blood. In terms of power, Apocalypse is one of the most powerful entities the mutant race has ever produced. He possesses the ability to manipulate matter at the molecular level, allowing him to restructure his own body and everything around him at will. He is immortal, having lived for thousands of years without aging. He can unleash devastating energy blasts, change the size of his body, fly, and possesses extraordinary intelligence accumulated over millennia. He is not merely a warrior, he is a self-proclaimed god, an architect of forced evolution. But Apocalypse also carries a unique kind of loneliness within him. He has lived for far too long, witnessed too many civilizations rise and fall, and lost too many people he once considered worthy. His immortality is not a gift, but a curse. He is trapped in an endless cycle of conquest and rebuilding, never finding peace, never finding a worthy opponent who can make him truly feel alive. Apocalypse is not someone who only knows how to use his fists. He is a versatile entity, a Swiss Army knife of destruction, and each of his abilities is enough to make him a global-level threat. Apocalypse's most terrifying weapon is his ability to control the molecular structure of his own body and all matter around him. He can turn air into steel, transform stone into energy, or restructure his body to withstand virtually any form of damage. He can transform his hands into molecular blades, sharper than any conventional weapon, or create energy shields from the air around him. In some storylines, he has even attempted to restructure the bodies of the X-Men at the molecular level, transforming them into entities that serve him. Although his power is not limitless like Hulk's, Apocalypse's base strength is still extraordinarily formidable. He can lift over 100 tons, throw punches powerful enough to shake an entire building, and engage in hand-to-hand combat with some of the most powerful mutants, such as Magneto, or even Thor, in certain encounters. When combined with his ability to change size, he can enlarge his body to enormous proportions, multiplying his strength many times over. Apocalypse cannot die through conventional means. He has lived for thousands of years, been killed numerous times, and always returned. The celestial technology within his body continuously regenerates and repairs any damage. Even when his physical body is completely destroyed, his consciousness can survive and be reborn through a new host, or through the celestial technology itself. He is literally an eternal entity. Apocalypse has accumulated knowledge and combat experience over thousands of years. He knows every fighting technique humanity has ever developed. He possesses knowledge of biology, physics, chemistry, and technology at a level far beyond any modern scientist. He is a master strategist who knows how to read his opponents, exploit their weaknesses, and design multi-layered plans that no one can anticipate. Apocalypse has faced the entire X-Men and Avengers teams at the same time. He has absorbed the energy of a celestial. He has restructured his own body to resist the power of the Phoenix Force. He has ruled Earth in an alternate future and transformed it into a perfect empire according to his own standard. He has defeated numerous superhero teams through nothing more than strategy and raw power. This is a battle where both fighters rely on intelligence and millennia of experience. If we only consider physical strength at the beginning of the battle, Apocalypse has the initial advantage. He is stronger than Hulk in his base state, and he can enlarge his body to multiply his strength. However, this is only a temporary advantage. Hulk grows stronger over time, and as the damage he takes increases, every punch Apocalypse lands on Hulk does not weaken him. Instead, it makes him angrier and stronger. If the battle lasts too long, Hulk's physical strength will surpass Apocalypse's. But Apocalypse is smart enough to know that. He will not allow the battle to become a contest of endurance. Durability. Both are nearly impervious to ordinary physical attacks. Hulk's skin is thick and durable, capable of withstanding nuclear-level explosions. Apocalypse's celestial armor is harder than any alloy on Earth. However, the difference lies in their healing mechanism. Hulk heals through biological regeneration, which is extremely fast but still has limits over a short period of time. Apocalypse heals through molecular restructuring, meaning he can repair his body at its most fundamental level. In theory, Apocalypse is more difficult to destroy permanently, but Hulk, especially the immortal version, can also return from death. This is a battle between two entities that cannot die through conventional means. Apocalypse has thousands of years of combat experience, is proficient in every martial art, and possesses extraordinary tactical intelligence. Hulk, by contrast, fights primarily through instinct. He punches, he smashes, he roars. Sometimes, in more intelligent versions such as World War Hulk or Professor Hulk, he can employ strategy, but generally speaking, Hulk is not a technical fighter. Apocalypse will read every movement Hulk makes, evade his direct punches, and attack the areas Hulk cannot defend. Apocalypse can fly, fire energy blasts, change size, and manipulate the surrounding matter to create weapons or traps. He can turn the ground beneath Hulk's feet into quicksand, or create molecular chains to restrain Hulk. Hulk, by contrast, has only one tool: physical strength. He cannot fly, cannot fire long-range energy attacks, and cannot manipulate matter. But in return, Hulk's physical strength is absolute. A punch from Worldbreaker Hulk can shatter any structure, any shield, and any restraints. Hulk fights through rage. That rage is not a weakness, but an infinite source of fuel. Apocalypse fights through arrogance and his belief in evolution. He sees Hulk as a beast, an inferior creature that must either be tamed or destroyed. This arrogance could be his weakness. If Apocalypse underestimates Hulk, if he tries to play with him or experiment instead of ending the fight quickly, he will give Hulk time to grow stronger. And once Hulk reaches a certain level of power, no technique or strategy can make up for the difference. The battle begins with Apocalypse taking the initiative. He does not charge forward like a madman. He stands still, his four mechanical arms extending outward, and unleashes a barrage of energy blasts at Hulk. Hulk roars, his green skin scorched, but it immediately regenerates. He charges forward, throwing a punch carrying the weight of a mountain. Apocalypse leans aside, using the movement techniques of a warrior with millennia of experience to evade the attack, while simultaneously using two of his mechanical arms to seize Hulk's arm and twist it. Hulk roars in pain, but instead of backing away, he uses his other hand to punch Apocalypse directly in the face. The punch connects, the celestial armor cracks. Apocalypse is sent flying hundreds of meters backward, his eyes narrowing as a hint of surprise appears on his face for the first time. Apocalypse realizes that this is not an opponent who can be dealt with through raw power alone. He switches to strategy. He enlarges his body to a colossal size, his four mechanical arms extending like pillars, reaching into the heavens, and begins manipulating the matter around him. He transforms the ground beneath Hulk's feet into a massive pit of quicksand, while simultaneously creating molecular chains from the air and wrapping them around Hulk's arms and legs. Hulk roars and struggles to break free, but the harder he struggles, the tighter the chains become. Apocalypse smiles coldly. He thinks he has the situation under control, but he is wrong. Hulk does not struggle with technique, he struggles with rage, and that rage has no limit. Hulk's muscles swell, his skin changing from green to a blazing red like magma. His body temperature rises to the point where the molecular chains begin to tremble and crack. Hulk lets out a roar, not through his voice, but through a sonic shockwave that shatters everything within a radius of several kilometers. The chains disintegrate into dust. Hulk leaps out of the quicksand pit, and this time, he does not punch. He stomps his foot. Worldbreaker Hulk's stomp does not merely crack the ground, it creates a planet-level earthquake. Apocalypse, despite shrinking his body to increase his defensive density, still loses his balance. He stumbles, and in that moment, Hulk is already standing in front of him. A straight punch to the chest. Apocalypse is sent flying backward, crashing through 3 buildings before colliding with a mountain and causing an entire hillside to collapse. Apocalypse gets back to his feet, blue blood running from the corner of his mouth. He realizes that Hulk's physical strength has surpassed his own. He switches to Plan B, direct molecular manipulation. He reaches out, attempting to restructure Hulk's body at the molecular level, turning his gamma-infused skin into water and his muscles into dust. But this is where Hulk reveals an ability Apocalypse never anticipated. Hulk's gamma body does not obey the ordinary laws of physics. Gamma radiation has altered Hulk's biological structure to such an extent that it cannot be manipulated by conventional molecular forces. Apocalypse feels his manipulation power being pushed back, as if Hulk's body itself is rejecting the attempt to be restructured. For the first time in thousands of years, Apocalypse feels fear. Not fear of death, but fear that he has found an opponent he cannot control. He pours all of his remaining energy into one final attack, transforming his 4 mechanical arms into the sharpest molecular blades he has ever created, and charges at Hulk. Hulk does not dodge. He does not need to. He allows all 4 blades to pierce his body, green blood pouring out like a river, but he does not stop. He grabs Apocalypse's 4 mechanical arms, tightens his grip, and snaps them as easily as breaking dry branches. Then Hulk grabs Apocalypse's head with both hands, lifts him off the ground, and punches. Not one punch, hundreds of punches, one after another, without stopping. Every punch carries the weight of a mountain. Every punch causes another crack to spread across Apocalypse's celestial armor. Every punch prevents Apocalypse from recovering in time. Hulk roars with every punch, and with every roar, his strength increases once again. Finally, when Apocalypse's celestial armor has been completely shattered, when his immortal body has been beaten to the point where it cannot reconstruct itself within a short period of time, Hulk throws him into the ground. The earth cracks open, forming a crater hundreds of meters deep. Apocalypse lies there, motionless. For the first time in thousands of years, he cannot get back up. This is a victory for Hulk, but it is not an easy victory. Hulk's power is limitless. That is the fundamental truth. Apocalypse has a limit, no matter how high that limit may be. Hulk has no limit. And in a prolonged battle, the one without limits will always defeat the one with limits. Apocalypse can manipulate matter, but Hulk's gamma body is immune to that manipulation. Apocalypse may be immortal, but Hulk can beat him to the point where he cannot regenerate for a sufficiently long period of time. Apocalypse has intelligence, but intelligence is useless against a power capable of breaking every structure. Hulk embodies a brutal truth. Sometimes, pure power, when it reaches a sufficient level, will overcome every technique, every strategy, and every form of wisdom. Not because technique is useless, but because there are things in this universe that cannot be solved through technique. Some things can only be dealt with through greater power, and there is no power greater than the rage of Hulk. And that concludes our detailed analysis of the confrontation between 2 entities, Hulk and Apocalypse. A battle between limitless power and eternal immortality, between rage and ancient wisdom, between the monster and the god. Thank you for joining us for today's battle. We will see you again in the next confrontations. Goodbye, and see you next time.